Good day to do a video on a truck bed liner. This is a truck bed liner from Lasfit, and I was looking around for something to put in my 2016 F-150 because it has the factory corrugated liner, and I absolutely hate those things. They just destroy your knees crawling around in the bed and stuff slides all over the place. So I found this liner here. It's a new kind of thing that's a little bit different than what I've seen on the market before. It's kind of like a WeatherTech, but a little more rubbery, I think. And the price is right. It's crazy cheap, like 120 bucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing opened up and we're gonna take a look at it. Now, it comes folded up in this box, so we've gotta open it up and set it in the sun. So we'll see how that goes. I think also, I read on the website that if it's cold outside, you can use like a dryer, maybe, or just set it outside for a couple days. And the reason you're doing that is because there may be creases inside there from it getting folded up. Ta-da! Okay, definitely looks like WeatherTech type material, whatever that's made of. And I know from experience with like Husky liners and stuff like that, it definitely does help to set these things out for a while. Cool, okay, so on the website I could kind of see in the pictures that the bed liner or bed rug or bed mat, whatever you want to call it, kind of went up the sides, and I was hoping it would. In reality, it looks like it definitely does. All right, well, there it is. We're gonna let it sit out here for a couple hours in the sun. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, so we'll come back later on. This is the truck bed liner that I'm talking about that we're going to replace. It's this corrugated hard plastic. It's just really slippery, and while it does offer really good protection for the sides and the bottom of the bed, it is miserable to actually use. Stuff slides all around inside here, unless you have, you know, a cargo stopper or something like that. Crawling back here and putting your knees in this stuff is just freaking terrible. I hate it. I've always hated it. And I was lucky with my last pickup, it had a spray-in bed liner from the factory. This one, however, does not. All right, there's not going to be anything scientific about this test, but it'd be a pretty good example of how slippery these factory bed liners are. So I've just got a couple gallons of oil in this milk crate, something pretty typical that I would take down to the AutoZone to recycle. And you can see, just with one hand, this thing slides all over the place. And if you don't bungee cord it in there, as soon as you go to take a stop at a stoplight or red light, that thing slides all the way to the back. And if you don't have long monkey arms like me, you're crawling in the bed of your truck. But see, I can just move this thing all over the place. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing out of here. Last time I took these out, I just pull up here in the middle. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, there it goes. Oh man. Yeah, the bed of this thing is full of crap. So just look at all the stuff that has been sitting in the bed of the truck for, what, 8 years? Pine needles and leaves and all kinds of crap. Some dirt, and now this is an aluminum bed, so it's not a big deal. But on the older trucks, that's where they start to rust, and that's the reason why. You think your bed is protected because that drop-in liner is so big, and it's in there for years and years, trapping moisture and crap and rusting away your truck bed. So I'm gonna have to clean this thing out first, but then we'll put the bed liner in. Okay, the bed mat has been sitting out in the sun for 6 hours. It's now 2:30. And it looks pretty good. So all of the creases and waves are gone. There's a little bit of a low spot maybe right there, but it's also the middle of the mat. So I bet once we have it in the truck, it'll look perfect. But I'll take a good look at how it's sitting and how it lays. I like that the edges are curled over because that's going to keep stuff from getting in there. Feels really grippy too. Looks like these are probably for the bed bolts. Yeah, probably so. And then there's the little logo down there. It is 7 a.m. the next day. Unfortunately, even though the liner was ready to go in, the truck bed was not ready for it. It was absolutely filthy back here from that drop-in liner being in here for so long. So when I pulled it out, I noticed, okay, yeah, there are no dents from that heavy-duty liner, but man, the paint is all jacked up. So over the whole truck, this is the one that was bolted on the back, and then you can see there are a bunch of high wear spots where most of it, the paint is just damaged, but there are several spots where the paint is totally worn off. We're gonna go ahead and put in the Lasfit liner. The weather is a little bit different today. I think it's gonna rain, so I figured, hey, it's a good time to go ahead and drop that thing in. We'll put some stuff on it, see if it slides around, let it get wet, stuff like that. I'll leave the tonneau cover off for the rest of this test, at least for the rest of the video. I will say all the creases are definitely gone. There's not any evidence that it was ever completely folded up. Okay, so we're just gonna go around the corners here, make sure everything is pushed down like it's supposed to be. Looks like the two tie-down strap anchor points here. We just need to go underneath those. Okay, well, I guess that's it. Pretty happy with that, looks great. I do like how the sides are rounded on the edges. Looks like it's gonna keep a lot of stuff out. There are a couple other bed mats that I've looked at where they just end down here at the bottom instead of coming up. And then there is another one that comes up, but it just has a straight edge. So stuff can get in. Let me bring the camera in further so you can see what I'm talking about. The fit looks really good. Let's get a closer look. All right. So all the edges look really good. All around the truck. You can see the corners and stuff like that meet up. All the way around the edge. Yeah, overall I guess it looks pretty good. All that's left to do now is put some stuff in the back. The knee test, I will say it is more comfortable than the drop-in bed liner, but you know, it's still kind of hard. So I'm wearing shorts, and if I was wearing jeans, it'd be even more comfortable. But these are such bigger grooves, your knee can go down inside them. It's way more comfortable than those tiny little grooves on the drop-in bed liners. Okay, we're just gonna grab that same crate here that I had before. Not really scientific test, but this is just the first thing I'm gonna do here in the driveway. And see if we can push it around. So, yep, definitely way more grippy right off the bat. So that same amount of force would have shot this thing all the way to the back for sure. Let me push it like really hard. Yeah, slides a little more, but that's definitely a lot more force than it would have taken to move that thing around before. So this thing is way grippier. I'm gonna put some lightweight presents back here, and we're gonna drive to a birthday party that is about 20 miles away. Some highway driving and some city driving, and we're gonna see if the presents slide around in the back of the truck. So I'm just gonna place them in various spots, and we'll see how much, if at all, they move around. Definitely wouldn't do this in a metal truck bed with no cover or with that drop-in plastic liner that I had before. So there they are. See if these things move around. All right, let's see if these presents moved. Look at that. Exactly the same spot. That is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the way here?
Nothing moved.
Pretty cool. If we would have had the other bed liner, these presents, these presents would have been all over the place.
Like if you didn't have this, I bet they would.
Yeah. Well, I'm rolling around in the bed of the truck, installing the roll-up cover. I planned on leaving it off, but decided to go ahead and stick it on because I remembered the big plastic drop-in cover gave me a little bit of trouble when I was installing these clamps. So there's 3 clamps on either side right here, and they go up underneath this like bed rail thing, and the plastic cover kind of pushed them out, and so I didn't get to put them where I really wanted to. Especially here on the ones towards the tailgate, I had to put these clamps like way over here, so that let the back of the cover kind of be able to push up a little bit. Looking at all the damage and scratch marks and missing paint everywhere from that bed liner, but I will say that the Lasfit liner is way more comfy to roll around in than the other one. So definitely no problem at all to lay back here and scoot around, I guess to move cargo, or in my case, reinstalling these clamps for the bed cover. The Lasfit bed liner has been in here for a couple weeks now, and I can say for sure at this point it is the best bed mat bed liner I have ever tried, especially for the price. You really can't beat well under 150 bucks for one of these things. I think I would recommend this to pretty much everybody for the price. The only downside that I can see is that if you don't already have a spray-in bed liner in your truck, you're going to have your sides exposed, and if you don't have a tailgate cover, then you know, you could scratch up all these things. So I know that Lasfit is going to be coming out with a tailgate cover here pretty soon. I really hope that they do. That way I can get this one off and match it with that. So yep, pretty cool. I would definitely recommend this. I'll put a link in the description to where you can find one of these things. And right now they're offering them for all the big name brands. I have gotten this thing decently dirty, and I have left it out in the sun and the rain for almost the entire time that I've used it. Usually I have the bed cover on there, but I figured, hey, at least for the video, we'll see if like anything happens, you know, like if it warps from the sun or anything like that, which it hasn't. It's still in perfect shape. So, and then unlike the other, the drop-in bed covers that do the whole thing, you know, if you get something underneath there, it's as easy as picking up the bed cover and getting it out of there. You're not having just years and years of pine needles or moisture and dirt sitting in your bed, corroding stuff. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks for watching.